No. Hello everyone, this is Moses from Zaatar Gardens. I'm going to do a quick video here from all the questions I received and direct messages I received for my grafting video I did with the black electrical tape on the apples. I'll start with what apple varieties I grow. That was one of the questions. I grow a Fuji apple, Granny Smith, Pink Lady, and I have a Espelliade 4-in-1, which is a Honeycrisp, Gala, Fuji, and a Yellow Transparent. The other question was, I've tried a graft before and they seem to grow and then they just dry out and die. The graft, that is. And there's a few reasons for that. One, the grafting technique you used, you didn't tighten the graft union well enough and moisture got in or moisture got out. So you have to make sure that the graft union is nice and tight, really tight. And the other thing is you probably grafted it maybe a little bit too late, like middle to the end of spring, and any time in the summer is the worst time to graft because of the heat. Even above 75 degrees is too hot. Here we're going to get into 77 degrees in about a week. I have to put paper bags, sandwich bags on these grafts so they don't dry out. And there's another little thing I'm going to show everyone here. Like, let's say this Honeycrisp right here. This is a Granny Smith, and that's a Honeycrisp right here. Do you see how in the beginning you don't want to do anything because you don't know how it's going to grow. You don't know what bud is alive and not. You let it all go until the life comes back into the graft out of dormancy, and you find out that you see how much growth is on this little bud. I mean this little graft. That's a lot of nutrition and nutrients and liquid and fluids that are going into this graft is being used up by these three buds. So to help you not dry out this graft, take out one or two of the buds, leave the top one. Or if you don't like the top one, take the top one off. Either one. But take off the buds so it doesn't evaporate water out of the leaves as much. Like this one here. I did this before the video and I thought I should have waited, but this is a Yellow Transparent. It was growing like this, crooked. And there was two buds way out here that were huge, big leaves. And I just didn't like how it was growing that way, so I said, okay, let me see if these buds will survive or live. And they did, these two. So I just cut the top. Now 4 buds went down to 2. So it's gonna heal much faster because of that, in my past experience. Then the other question is, I have bare root trees that I purchased. Now the Pink Lady, by the way, is on the side of the house. That has a bunch of other grafts on it. Oh, and by the way, I just ordered, a Sweet 16. Supposedly it tastes like cherry Twizzler candy and anise and vanilla mixed and citrus. So I like that because that sounds like a cherimoya, which I have right here. It's a northern climate apple, so we're gonna see if it makes it. I'm probably gonna I bought the tree just to let it grow in a pot and take the cuttings off the tree and graft it into these trees that are more established, and just let that grow in a pot till I give it away or something. But regardless, we'll see if that makes it. I don't know, but I really want to try that Sweet 16. And before I start with this, the other question is, what's my favorite apple? There are so many different apples, especially from Japan, that taste and smell amazing. But the ones I have tasted, my favorite apple is Macintosh. But we'll see if Sweet 16 and Honeycrisp is like a close second. And we're gonna see if Sweet 16 knocks both of them out of the park. We'll see. Okay, the other thing I had, like I said in the past, is about the bare root. Their bare root's not growing that much, or it's dying even. dying back. And the reason is these bare root trees were pulled out of the ground. A lot of the feeder roots were ripped off. It's mostly anchor roots. So it has feeder roots for limbs that, like these limbs were all the way, like, let me back up, all the way out to here. That's how long, like to the line of the pavers. That's how long I cut back. It says to only cut back a third. I do even more, because it still has a lot of buds. I don't need much more, and I prune off buds as well to help it grow more. Your bare root is not surviving. It most likely means you didn't prune back hard enough. But you may have the issue I have right now with the yellow transparent. The yellow transparent is a summer apple. I've read that here in California, especially Central California, that the yellow transparent apple can produce apples end of May, beginning June. I'm going to get apples before my peaches are ripe. That's amazing, especially for an apple season. So I'm going to have apples from end of spring, beginning summer, all the way to the end of fall. That's awesome. As you can see, short, Fuji Gala Honeycrisp. Short, yellow transparent. Used to be even out to here. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to cut the spurs. Look at how big they are for a bare root. That's amazing, these spurs. And this was flowering. If they are flowering your bare root, go in and cut them off. As you can see, I cut them off right there, the flowers. Now, so I have a conundrum here. This is too long. This should be cut that much back. I don't want to lose these spurs. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to lose them. But I can't have this much growth. This graft will become weak. Even though it's the longest one now, it's going to become weak because there's too much of a limb. So what you can do, I'm not going to do it now, I'm going to do it a little bit later. All those vegetative growths, I've counted before this video, there's 16 of them and 3 spurs. I don't need 16 branches coming out of this limb right now. Instead of cutting back a third of the tree, which I already really did, it was way out here to my wind chime, I cut it back. I want to cut it back even more. Instead of doing that, you can just go and pick out 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 of these vegetative nodes and just peel them off. Just peel them off so they don't grow out. And now, instead of cutting it back, you essentially cut it back by taking out nodes or growth buds. So, but that's one of the other things that you can do. But just prune back hard. Prune back hard. Any other questions I had? Not really. I think so. I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to do another video here in about a couple weeks on the Sweet 16 when it comes in. Alright, everyone. I hope I answered all your questions. Happy gardening. Bye.